Hey guys, welcome to another video with the High Mountain Homestead. I am PJ, and today I'm going to be talking about the benefits of having chickens that do not have to do with eggs or meat. At the High Mountain Homestead, we are all about finding the best ways to create better soil, better plants, and better animals. And I think we're going to be accomplishing a lot of that today while talking about chickens. So if that's up your alley, I've got a treat for you. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to be covering three things today. And I'm going to start with the most obvious one out of the three, and that is going to be that it eliminates so much food waste. I am serious. So much food waste. We virtually have no food waste. Between feeding chickens and composting, there is nothing edible that goes into our trash can. And I love that. I absolutely love it. I'm so grateful for these chickens because they help us reduce that footprint on the earth. Okay, so food waste. I'm talking about banana peels, avocado peels. Yes, even banana peels and avocado peels. Those things can be fed to chickens. About every day we have at least one banana peel or an avocado peel or shell. I don't know what you call it on an avocado. And we give it to the chickens in the morning, and by the time night comes, it is gone. So a tip that I would give is make sure that you cut up that avocado peel or banana peel to make sure that it's kind of like bite-sized for chickens. I think that really goes a long way with them. But like I said, I was skeptical about banana peels and stuff like that, but sure enough, they eat it. So if you're living a whole food diet, a paleo diet, primal diet, a whole 30 diet, a whole food plant-based diet, you're going to have so much chicken food from a diet like that. So if you've got kale, spinach, lettuce, collards, like any kind of green that you've got stems or maybe some undesirable pieces, bam, chicken food the next day. Another thing, things like carrots or beets. It is beet season right now in our garden, and we're pulling up beets once or twice a week. And so we eat the beet leaves. We have a neighbor that loves our beet leaves, so we usually give him a batch of those. But the leaves that have got, bug bites on them or a little bit sunburned or just not ideal for us, bam, chicken food. Same thing with carrot tops. You've got carrots in the fridge that look a little bit gross, your kids don't want to eat them, bam, chicken food. You've got tea bags that you've used, bam, chicken food. Yes, tea bags. The only thing I will say on that, if they have the little staples in there, pull those staples out. You do not want to give that to a chicken. That old yogurt that looks questionable in the fridge, bam, chicken food. We have a baby in the house, and if there's just like a little quarter ounce of formula that didn't get used, bam, chicken food. Sometimes just for the heck of it, we'll sprout some greens to throw in salads or sandwiches and stuff like that. And if we have some sprouts that are a little bit too old and they're starting to look funky, bam, chicken food. That's probably their favorite food. Bam, bam, bam. Guys, I'm talking about anything questionable in the fridge, and I'm saying questionable. I do not mean outright bad. I mean stuff that you don't want to eat, but an animal would eat, okay? So I'm talking about like carrots, for example. When it starts getting all rooty, and you're like, I'm not interested in that, chicken food. But when your carrots have mold spots on them, no longer chicken food, okay? Let's be clear about that. Instead of throwing your food away, what we do is we just have a bowl. Sometimes it's a bucket in our kitchen or right outside our kitchen door. As the day goes on, we just start chucking stuff in there. So I think today, for example, there is some yogurt in there. There's some chia seed pudding that we didn't want. We had some spinach, and so there's some stems from the spinach that we pulled from our garden. There are some beet stems. There is an avocado peel. There is a banana peel in there. And what we do is we take all that and we chop it up. We have tried blending it together, but the blender seems to really emulsify it to a state that's very much like a salad milkshake. And surprisingly, the chickens don't love that as much. On the other side of the coin, if you just throw out, leaves and whole carrots and whole banana peels, they're just going to peck at that, and they're not going to get the most out of it either. So what we do is we just take, one of those, a big cutting knife, a really sharp Cutco knife, put all of this on the cutting board, and just chop, 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 into the bucket. Works super well. It is rare that we have any leftovers from the end of the day. It's awesome because it cuts down on feed costs for us, but also I am happy to feed my chickens pieces of carrots, the tops of my beet leaves, avocado parts, banana peels. Like I have no remorse about feeding those to the chickens, and they seem to like it too. So, like I said, we chop all that up, put it in a bucket, and then as the day goes on, we just have a little bit of water in there. Not too much, but basically as deep as the food is, that's how deep the water goes. And we just pour a splash of apple cider vinegar in there. What that does is it helps break down the food and it starts to ferment it. The fermentation process is especially good when you've got chickens in any situation, but especially open pasture. If they're pecking around things, they might pick up something that you don't want them to pick up. Chickens are pretty darn resilient, but I am happy to give them fermented foods that help them build good flora in their own guts. Okay, if you still need to be convinced about turning your old kitchen scraps into chicken food, one, I've said this before, it will reduce cost for you on the chicken food. Two, it reduces the amount of junk we put in a landfill. You would think that, yeah, a banana's gonna compost here or compost there. What does it matter? It matters. It matters. So give it to someone or something that's going to actually make use of it now instead of rot in a landfill and not truly compost in the fastest way. And finally, it helps fight climate disruption, guys. If you are giving your chickens this food, it does not end up in a landfill, and it's better for the earth because it also helps your grass. If you want to guess what the most successful organism at sequestering carbon out of the atmosphere is? Yes, it's grass. So when you give this to your chickens, it helps your whole pasture ecosystem. It helps you grow more grass, sequester more carbon. Very good. All the stuff we want. Okay, big reason number 2, the human-animal relationship. Getting a little bit deep right now. It actually goes deeper. It is incredibly valuable for people to have close relationships with animals. If you look at the scientific background of the relationship between the population of mankind and the population of livestock, you will see that we have much more history partnering with animals than we do without. So if you think about the many thousands of years that man has been on this earth, how many years have we partnered with animals? It's been a lot. How many years have we not had direct partnership with animals? Maybe 100 years, maybe 120 in some parts of the world. There is something to be said about the bond that mankind has with the animals that he or she works with. And when that bond gets ripped away over the course of a handful of generations, I feel like that's noticeable. Maybe I'm getting too deep or waxing too philosophical on there, but I believe that there's a lot of good to be had with animal-human relationships. If you raise livestock, you give your time and your energy and your resources to that animal. And then in return, they will give you assets back. In the form of chickens, it is meat and it is eggs. My point is, it's good to keep animals for the human part. There is something to that human and animal partnership and bond that we share with animals. Okay, the third and last, and maybe the most packed benefit of keeping chickens that does not have to do with meat or eggs is the gratitude factor. What's the gratitude factor? The gratitude factor, a lot of new science is showing that there are so many benefits to mankind showing gratitude, basically. A lot of people keep gratitude journals. I've kept a gratitude journal before in my life. I have friends that consistently keep gratitude journals. I think that there are so many benefits to it that I've experienced, but why take my word for it? I was actually just reading an article on Forbes on gratitude, and it mentioned some of the benefits that we get from gratitude. So in no particular order, it improves our physical health and our psychological health as well. It improves our self-esteem. I don't know about you, but I like feeling good about myself. Gratitude gives us resilience during hard times. If you look at the date of when this is published, if you're looking at this video years from now, you might remember some of the hardships that we're going through right now. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to have these animals. And these animals are work. Like, I don't just have chickens. We have a rabbit back there. I've got 7 sheep on that pasture. You've probably heard them during the video. They are work, but that doesn't mean I'm not grateful for them. In fact, I think the work puts in gratitude into the equation. Gratitude helps people sleep better. Gratitude reduces stress and helps you overcome trauma. So I can't speak for everybody that raises chickens, and again, we're quite new to doing it, at least a flock this size, but gratitude has been a really big part, a really real part of the benefits that we have gotten from these animals on our farm, homestead, hobby farm situation. It's an acre and a quarter, whatever the word for that is. Okay, that is what I've got on chickens. The list could probably go on, but my video is already getting a little longer than I'd like it to be. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that there are real benefits to keeping sheep. I said sheep, chickens. Okay, that's what I've got today. Thank you so much for watching the video. I am PJ with the High Mountain Homestead. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I am so excited to have you here, and I hope to see you back. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down here. Ring the bell if you're so inclined. Like the video, all that jazz. I'm being a little overzealous here, but in reality, it does help. It goes a long way for us. Okay, the sun has gone down. I've got to move my sprinkler because I live a sad life where I have to move my sprinkler every few hours. So I will see you next time on the High Mountain Homestead. Peace. This guy right here, this is my favorite rooster. From the size of the flock we have, I think we're going to keep 2 roosters, maybe 3. I don't have a name for this guy because I don't name chickens, but I would love for him to make the cut. Or not make the cut. I don't know. What do you say in a situation like that?